Welcome back to another episode of Ready, Set, Recap, where we recap what's been going on. I'm Daniel, joined as always by my best friend, Skyler.
What's going on?
This week, in the news, we got new looks at the Simpsons Movie 2 and Frankenstein. Borderlands 4 is having even more troubles. EA sold out, and Microsoft is doing some crazy stuff. But before we get into all that, Skyler, what's been going on with you this week?
I thought I didn't have an answer for this question this week, but I have kind of an answer. First, we will talk about Peacemaker a little bit, but I thought of something else. I watched at least the first episode of the new season of Hell's Kitchen. It's back.
Whoa.
And it's bigger and better than ever.
Is it actually?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Well, so, a while ago they started doing gimmicks for every season because it's a show that's been going on 20 years, so we got to figure out how to keep it fresh. This year's gimmick is the Battle of the States. So every chef is representing a different state.
Are there 50 chefs?
So, no. No, there's not.
Okay, yeah, it would be crazy.
The first episode starts with like a big auditorium of people. Theoretically, it's filled with all different people who tried out to represent their state, but he very quickly was like, we're only taking 20 of you, so there are 30 states not represented. Luckily for us, our home state, unluckily for us, Texas, is represented by a guy named Henry.
How's he doing? How's our boy?
I don't know, it's only been one episode.
Okay, but did he immediately become an idiot sandwich or whatever happens in that show?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
I don't think so yet. But yeah, good luck, Henry. Unfortunately, your home state of Missouri is not represented.
That's fine. What were they gonna cook? Italian food?
I don't know.
Toasted ravioli?
They're gonna cook a big onion ring in the shape of the St. Louis Arch.
Right. Honestly, I'd eat it.
There's worse things to eat. Yeah.
I mean, why not? Who's your favorite guy?
On the new season? I don't have one yet.
Okay. Well, but throw a dart if you had to pick one.
I don't know. I mean, when they break it up by states, I naturally tend to root for it like it's a sport now. So I'm like, all right, Texas and then my home state of California, you guys better represent. So Henry from Texas and Lisa from California. Do well. Actually, oh shit, I'm reading that she's from San Diego.
Okay.
Damn, I gotta root for Lisa now.
Okay, so she's your gal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she's gotta be.
I hope she doesn't suck. I hope she's not a Kimmy. Man, you know what I mean?
Man, I hope. Hey, Kimmy ran a Chili's, allegedly.
That takes a lot. That takes a lot of commitment
and
patience.
Well, I don't know if she ran the Chili's, but she made the ribs, I think.
Nice.
So
nice.
But anyways, Peacemaker.
Right. So, without spoilers, I am caught up.
Mm-hmm.
What a show.
It went the way people were kind of guessing it was gonna go.
Yeah.
And then at the last second of the last episode, it kind of threw a couple question marks in there in an interesting way.
Yeah. For sure. I think specifically the ending of what was the most recent episode? 7? 6?
Yeah, 7. There's one episode left.
Okay. Specifically a thing that happened at the end of 7, in which a character was stabbed. I won't say who.
Multiple times.
That bit crazy. Was not expecting that at all. But I was kind of expecting the stabbing. I wasn't expecting what happened before the stabbing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That definitely is the bigger surprise.
For sure.
Which has left me as a viewer and then certain characters in the show very shook.
Oh, absolutely. I'm really thrilled with the way this season has been going. I started rewatching the first season this week with a friend of mine, and we watched the first 2 episodes, and they are not as good as this season. There's a lot of the first 2 episodes. It's still Chris is the worst, and a lot of the comedy just doesn't really hit the same. It's a lot of
Mm.
just saying a thing and then continuing to say it for like 5 unbroken minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, I get it. I do. And like there's a lot of good stuff in that season. I really like I love Peacemaker season 1, but on rewatch
Mhm.
you're like, man, season 2 is just head and shoulders above it. Like it's so much
I,
better.
that has to be because season one was this unplanned thing of he was making the Suicide Squad, and then he was like, "I really like this character. Can I make a show about him?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then he was still playing in the sandbox of the greater DC EU. Goodness me.
Mhm.
And he had to like toe the line of like, we can do this character, we can't do this character. They're gonna do that kind of stuff. Not that I'm saying like they would have put in fucking Martian Manhunter if they had like the ability to in season
Right,
one or
right.
anything, but you had to play in their world. But now it's entirely his world, so he's like, okay, I can do literally whatever I want, and so he's able to build it in a way. Plus, just the character of Chris has developed in such a way where he's so endearing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And probably John Cena as an actor as well. I don't know how much, like how many movies he's done between season 1 or season 2, but he
Yeah,
feels like a significantly better actor in season 2. That scene with him in Harcourt in the whole, what was that, like a interrogation room or whatever the hell.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a great scene. That's amazing. That's like
I I
I
felt
don't
heartbroken for him in this most recent episode.
know. He's so
He
much
had
better
this
than I think
like
people give him
breakdown
credit
he kind
for.
of has. Yeah, I do really enjoy all the characters in this show. And I think the great thing about episode 7 was they all had, especially towards the end, building up in that end bit, they all had very specific minor moments that just like super defined who they are. Also, I like what we're doing with Judo Master now.
Yeah, I'm I'm kind of 50-50 on him as a character. I
Sure.
think I like him. He hasn't really done much, is I think where a lot of it
Yeah.
comes down to. And I think his costume is especially stupid, but he has some good bits. I really liked him playing Scrabble. I think that was a good scene for him.
I think we're doing that thing where up till now he's kind of just been not a joke, but a background kind of joke where his existence is just he eats hot Cheeto and beats people up
Mhm.
or gets beaten up trying. But now we're opening the door to we might see more about him, see him more as a person, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is like we're at a point where there's only one episode left, so I don't know how much he's going to get
Mm.
to do in that last
Yeah,
episode. But at this point, I
I
would be
would
kind of surprised if we didn't get a season 3. And I think at that point he's going
literally
to
what
be
I was
like
about to
part
say.
of the team. Like I think
Yeah,
season 3 he's going to be one of the 11th Street kids. Like I think
yeah.
there's a pretty good chance of that.
Peacemaker, Vigilante, and Judo Master are their own little top trio.
Yeah. Well, I also have a
Uh,
theory, and this is really, I mean, this is truly based on nothing.
mhm,
But because we have that Waller show, I
mhm.
think the Waller show is going to be her like taking back over Argus. I think something's going to happen with Frank Grillo, where he's going to end
You
up
know what I
not
was
in
thinking?
charge anymore. What?
I was thinking, oh God, what is that other group? I'm completely blanking on the name.
Okay.
It's not the Suicide Squad, but it's a different Argus type group. Checkmate.
Checkmate. Okay.
Checkmate. Yeah, it's a covert operations agency, American comic books, blah 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 blah. It's not the Suicide Squad, but it's a bunch of guys doing stuff. I think, what if like, if not even Amanda Waller, what if like Peacemaker forms his own thing and it's Checkmate?
I I could see him being part of Checkmate. I
Hmm.
doubt heavily that he would be like even remotely in charge of it.
Well, you know who could be in charge of it? I think they made like a. Was there a tease? Did they say earlier in the season about Hardcore, like you should get your own costume and do stuff? They did, right?
They did in the
I
comics she has a costume, but in the Peacemaker podcast that James Gunn does with Harcourt, um,
Yeah. His
whatever that
wife,
actress's name is.
Jen Holland.
She she and him were both basically like, because when he created, or when he gave that role to his wife,
Yeah,
that character was nothing in the comics. It was just like kind of a
yeah,
throwaway line. And
yeah.
so, and then after the fact, she became all this, sort of vigilante character.
Which
And
is not the first time that's happened with DC because they did
right,
that with the Arrow
with Felicity.
Felicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're basically like, the character that she is in the comics is not who she is in the show. Like
Hmm.
he's basically like, in order for her to put on a costume, she would have to be just a different character. So I don't think she's ever going to suit up, but she
Right.
could become
I don't
something else
I don't
and
even
like,
I don't even necessarily need her to suit up, you know? I
yeah,
think like if she could just become her own Amanda Waller like leader of this, if we're using Checkmate as an example, which I think
right.
could work. There's grounds for it. She could just like be in charge of this team of the 11th Street kids.
Yeah. I do sort of, it could definitely be hardcore. I think they're sort of more so laying the groundwork. If they do make their own team, I think they are more so laying the groundwork for it being Adebayo who's in charge, just because she has already like started trying to create her own company.
That's true.
So I don't know, maybe. Either way, what a really just an amazing show. I cannot wait to see what the season finale is, and I hope to God they announce a season 3 like immediately afterwards because I really want it.
I would be super shocked if there's no season 3 because I would think it was just stated. I saw it today that on HBO Max, Superman is the #1 streamed movie and Peacemaker is the #1 streamed show.
Oh yeah, DC's kind of killing it right now, like
Yeah,
unironically. They're doing
you
real
love to
good.
see it.
Yeah. Man, maybe we'll do like once the show's done next week, maybe we'll do like a full spoiler section like at the end of the show.
I think we
We'll do
should.
a spoiler cast. Okay. Keep that in mind, audience, for next week. We'll do a spoiler section.
Yeah.
For me this week, I did sort of two things. They're both sort of more real world things as
Hmm.
opposed to nerd shit.
Hmm.
One is I have officially accepted a new job, which I'm pretty excited
Hey,
about.
good job. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not necessarily a super exciting job. It is a desk job. It's not something that where I'm like, I'm making video games, or like I've become James Gunn's assistant, or like anything exciting like that.
Those are
But
true, but we're not talking about those yet.
not yet. Yeah. So any day now, James is going to reach out and hand me a job. It'll be great. But it is exciting in that it it's a job where I only have to go into the office 3 days a week, so I get 2 days off, so I get to
Yeah.
have more time sort of to myself, and it pays significantly more. So it's literally a job that will give me more time and more money, and like you can't ask for better than that.
Hell yeah.
So I'm really thrilled to have it. I only know like one person who works there, and also the lady who interviewed me, and
Mhm.
they seem great. So I'm hoping, I'm a little nervous about it, but I think it'll be fine. So
Yeah, you'll kill it.
I'm excited for that to start. And then in less serious notes, I bought some concert tickets.
I saw your post about this.
The tickets, like literally, I bought tickets for the Lost Americana tours, MGK's tour that he's starting next month, but he doesn't
Yeah.
come to Texas until like May of next year. So
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
the
yeah.
tickets are like more than half a year out, but they
Yeah.
were like selling out super fast, so I had to buy them. So, but I'm really excited for that. There's already a ton of rumors about like people who are going to show up. It's confirmed that he's going to be featuring Wiz Khalifa for some reason, which I don't really care about. And then like the opening band is called Beauty School Dropouts, who I don't know anything about, but I've listened to like two of their songs
Mhm.
now,
Mhm.
and they seem pretty good. I don't know. They're like low tier punk rock, but who cares? They're the opening band. That's what's that. But there's a ton of rumors of like other people who could show up because he's done a lot of partnerships recently. Well,
Yeah.
in the last couple of years recently, with a bunch of big name people like Jelly Roll or like Halsey. And so there's a lot of rumors of like they could show up for surprise performances at like basically any of these shows. So
Hmm.
that would be really cool, especially if it's Halsey. If it's Halsey, I'll scream. It'd be great. I love her so much. She's really good.
Yeah.
And she just got a clean bill of health. She was like having a lot of problems with, I think it was lupus or something. But now she's good.
Yeah.
So she
Cool.
could potentially go back on tour, which would be really exciting.
That is cool.
Yeah.
In similar news to that, they announced during Was it Thursday night or Monday night? It must have been Monday night because there's been enough time for a lot of people to complain about it politically.
Oh,
Bad Bunny is doing the halftime at the Super Bowl.
right. Well, hey, let's just throw that in as like the first news story here, I guess. Yeah, I think it's ludicrous that people are upset about that. I think first of all, he's like the second biggest recording artist in the world. I think
Oh my God.
I think the first biggest is Taylor Swift, maybe, but he's the second biggest.
Yeah, first, yeah. I just want to say, like, I don't listen to his music. I've heard some, like,
I've heard
he's
some of
good.
it.
He's a good
He is good,
performer,
yeah.
right? I like Bad Bunny. I've known him since he entered the wrestling sphere. Obviously, he's a big wrestling fan, and he's done multiple WWE pay-per-view matches with various people like Damian Priest and stuff. And he's genuinely one of those people, like, as far as a celebrity goes entering a match, you're like, oh damn, they did really well.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
he's one of those names. Like, even beyond that, if you don't care about wrestling, like, he's been in multiple massive movies. He was just in that Caught Stealing movie that I watched and mentioned a few weeks ago. And you have all these political talking heads that are like, this guy named Bad Bunny, whoever the hell this is. Like, dude, you're familiar with the concept of a celebrity, right?
Right.
This can't be news.
And frankly, the fact that he is the second biggest recording artist in the world right now, and they're saying it like they're hearing it for the first time, really just proves how completely out of touch they are. Like,
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to his music to know who he is. People know who Taylor Swift is and probably haven't listened to half of her shit. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's genuinely crazy. I saw one person on the news being like, I just can't believe that they hired somebody who's not American. And then the other person on the show was like, he's Puerto Rican. That is America. That's literally
Yeah.
America. You dumbass.
That's so insane.
Yeah, there's people who are
But,
pissed because they're like, oh, the music won't be in English. And it's like, okay, man, like, I don't know what to tell you. It's super popular and people love it. That's all that really matters. The NFL is not, they don't care about your opinion when 4 billion other people are going to tune in to watch it.
Good God. I mean, I guarantee, like, a lot of these same people were also very mad when, like, Kendrick was announced for last year.
Oh, absolutely.
Because let's call a racist here. But
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's just because the specific conversation around immigrants is a big thing right now. Which again,
He's
from
American.
Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
which is kind of one of our places. So
Yeah. Not a state. Probably should be, but
yeah, just now they're threatening to send ICE agents to the Super Bowl, which
good luck.
that's
For
being
what
met with a whole lot of fuck that, man.
What, like, you couldn't possibly deport Bad Bunny. Like, they know that. He's an American citizen. He's not like a what are they calling it? The people, like a naturalized citizen. He's not like, he was born in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is part of America. That's his whole family's from Puerto Rico. He's been from Puerto Rico forever. You can't deport him anywhere.
I don't even know if they're threatening, like, oh, we're gonna get Bad Bunny and deport him. I think they're just saying, like, they're gonna bring in all these foreign fans and we're gonna get them out of here while we can. It's
Bro,
like,
do you know how expensive Super Bowl tickets are? You think
do-
you think undocumented immigrants can afford a fucking Super Bowl ticket?
Well, what's crazy is if this is their thought process for a Puerto Rican man performing the halftime of the Super Bowl, we're hosting the World Cup.
Oh yeah, 100%. Also,
Are you
and
kidding
the Olympics.
me? Jesus Christ, our country is so fucked beyond belief.
We're cooked. We're so cooked.
Ready, Set, Replay is not on the ice train. Let's put that out there right now.
Yeah. A couple of icebreakers, us. Ugh, absolutely ridiculous. I do think the show will probably be really good, though. I bet it's halftime show.
I'm looking forward to it.
Here's the thing.
Like,
sorry, you go first.
well, there was multiple rumors beforehand of like who it could be, and that never pans out. It's never true.
Yeah.
Every year, someone always like, "This is Taylor Swift's year. She's gonna do it," and it's no. But
she'll do it eventually. But yeah, probably not.
When I saw the reveal, it was like, "Oh, it's Bad Bunny. That's cool." Like,
yeah.
like a normal human would react to something.
Well, and that's the other thing too, is like, even though she's a white woman from America, if it was Taylor Swift, they'd bitch about that too.
Oh yeah, because Trump doesn't like her and she doesn't like Trump. So
Exactly. So like, I'm sorry, the top two recording artists in the world are people that your weird cult hates. So like, bummer, dude. Like, just be happy that the NFL did a in memoriam for fucking Charlie Kirk and take your small win. Like, come on, dude.
ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed. I don't know if the Lions are going to make the Super Bowl. I think they got a chance. But I do think, especially with Lamar out and the Chiefs
Oh
eating
yeah.
shit, I think that the Bills are like good shot for the Super Bowl this year, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, Josh Allen will cement himself as him this year,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
that guy.
Now that all competition in the AFC is basically disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still rooting for the Chargers, as of course I would.
Right, right.
But we lost to the Giants this week because Jackson Dart. It's frat boy culture gone mad. He's here and he's fucking us up, and I'm sad about it. But
Yeah, but look, the
we're
Chargers are still
still
looking great. Like they're a really
we
good. I mean, yeah,
we we started the season by beating all of our division rivals. You can't ask for something better
no,
than
it's
that.
great. Yeah, they're having a great year, and I think that they're a really good team now. Will they beat the Bills? Like probably not,
Uh,
but maybe like next year or the year after that. Like they're definitely in the like they will 100% make the playoffs and
we make
probably do pretty
yeah.
well in it.
We go to the playoffs and lose to the Bills. I'll be sad, but not too sad. Like I get it. So, but yeah, I think Detroit has a chance.
They got a
Looking
shot.
good,
If the Eagles die, then they'll probably make it. I just
unless
man,
unless that AFC side. One thing to worry about, not so much skill wise. Well, maybe skill wise. That Aaron Rodgers is gonna bumblefuck his way all the way.
well, he's a
God
Steeler.
damn it!
They have
I
like a
know.
winning record every year, so they make the
Yes.
playoffs pretty often.
Yeah.
So
We'll see what happens.
I don't know, man. I while we're talking about football, I will take this moment to drag Lamar Jackson.
Ah, come on.
What a bum. What an absolute bum. I've lost my last 2 weeks of fantasy football in our league
He got hurt.
by less than 1 point, and in both instances it's Lamar Jackson's fault. And now he's hurt
Yeah.
and he's out for probably 2 or 3 weeks, which means I'm
Yeah.
cooked. I mean, I'll probably do fine this week because my backup is Jared Goff and they're going up against
Yeah.
the Bengals. And like,
Yeah.
and by the way, that game's going to be great. Do you know why?
Why?
Because so do you have David Montgomery this year in fantasy? You had him last
No,
year.
our friend of the show, Steven, has him.
Okay,
I was trying to trade for him. But
Steven's gonna get 1,000,000 points this week. David Montgomery, one of my favorite guys going right now. Super nice guy, Eagle Scout, ridiculously good running back. The Knuckles half of Sonic and Knuckles.
if I bought a Detroit jersey, it would be his, and I'm going to. Spoilers.
Mine would probably be Gibbs. I still like Gibbs better, but I love
He's
Monty.
great.
He's from Cincinnati. They're playing in Cincinnati,
Mhm.
and his sister, right before he started playing professionally, got into a car accident. She's paralyzed from the neck down. So she's never been able to watch him in person play, but she's going to be at the game this week for the first time ever. And if that guy doesn't get a touchdown, I would be shocked. They're going to give that guy so many balls. I swear on God, he's going to be running rampant all over those Bengals. It's going to be crazy.
Man, we love to see Monty succeed. Wait, who's Steven against this week?
Yeah, good point. Not me.
No,
not
yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Not me. We love to see Monty
We
succeed.
love to see Monty succeed.
No, speaking of having good players and then them falling apart, injury, the only reason I won fantasy last week was my opponent had Malik Neighbors and Tyreek Hill. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Literally, I was cooked until that. And you hate to see.
Yeah, you never want to
players
see an
get
injury,
injured.
obviously.
I guess you hate it a little bit less when it's Tyreek Hill for reasons that we won't go into. But you hate to see players, especially Malik Neighbors. That sucks so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're both. It appears season-ending injuries. If not for Tyreek, career-ending. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's God. I mean, that sucks. That sucks really hard. But
It sucks so bad.
ugh.
And for the people, not for the fantasy points.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, it also starts with fantasy points, I guess, but mostly for the
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
But let's get into the news because we've already been talking for quite a minute here.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Sorry about talking about football.
sorry about football. So first up, we have sort of a first look at the Simpsons movie 2, the Simpsons 2 movie. What's it called?
The first one was the Simpsons movie, so this one's probably the Simpsons 2 Back in the Hood. No,
Okay,
the Simpsons movie 2.
good, good. I didn't know they were making a second one of these.
I definitely didn't.
I'm not surprised. The show's been going on for a million years. It is kind of weird that they've only had the one movie. When
Right.
you consider, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm coming from like an anime perspective where they get a movie like every couple seasons. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, even Futurama had like a handful of straight to video or special movies, right? Simpsons only had the one.
mhm. Yeah,
So it is kind of nuts. But yeah, they just announced they put out like a poster of Homer grabbing a donut because like the original Simpsons movie was the poster was this movie with the donut for the O, and then Homer ate it, and now it's him sneaking and stealing another donut, and it says like Homer's back for more or something. I don't know. It's
it says Homer's coming back for seconds, and so he's grabbed the donut, and it's got like the like grease stain on the ground underneath, so it's like two
yeah,
donuts kind of now. So
yeah, it's
I don't know.
crazy.
Will I watch it? Yeah, absolutely. I don't. The first one came out so long ago, and I
We
don't
were
keep
in
up with the
middle
show.
school.
Not that it matters. I'm sure it's not going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, the intricate lore of Homer Simpson, but
No. Well, it's all the same characters except a few less because a couple of the voice actors have passed away, unfortunately, or um, they put Apu in the Phantom Zone.
right. In the they put him in the we probably shouldn't have this character anymore zone.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. They're making a Simpsons movie, and it'll be what it is, I
Be what it
guess.
is. It'll probably do pretty well, and I will almost certainly watch it, although maybe on streaming. And speaking of movies that will have that exact same reaction from me, we also got a trailer, which may or may not be the first one. A little bit of confusion on that one. Who knows? For Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. How are you feeling about Frankenstein?
Unless I'm Mandela affecting this, there was a teaser trailer already, and this is a full-fledged trailer. This was already in my I'm definitely gonna see it
Yeah, for
uh
sure.
books. Because I love Guillermo del Toro. He's my favorite director, I think, period, full stop.
Hmm.
I love all of his movies, and you know when Guillermo makes a movie with a monster, 5 out of 5. And this is about the monster,
Like
Frankenstein's
the
monster.
the most famous monster possibly of
Yeah,
all time. I
this movie looks beautiful. First of all,
Well, it's Del Toro. That's kind of his thing. That's what I
yeah,
was about to say.
yeah,
It's like his visual style is so specific and so amazing. Like I love it. I do
yeah.
think the best use of Guillermo of Del Toro is somebody else doing the writing and him just doing the directing and the art, because
Hmm.
like that's where he excels. So him adapting an existing story like Frankenstein, I didn't watch his Pinocchio, but I'm sure it was good.
It is really good.
Is probably a really good idea, because I wasn't a huge. I don't know if Pan's Labyrinth was an adaptation of something. Wasn't a huge fan of Pan's Labyrinth, but it looked great, and I'm sure this
I
will at
really,
least be the same.
I really like Pan's Labyrinth as a twisted fairy tale. Who? Let me double check who wrote that. He did. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just wasn't a huge fan of it. I didn't really care for like the story, but obviously like the
No,
Pan's Labyrinth
that's okay.
monster
That's
is
okay.
great, and I think a lot. Obviously, the visuals are always
Yeah.
great with him. Um,
His
but yeah,
yeah, he's won Oscars for his Pinocchio adaptation, which is animated so beautifully, and he won Best Director. Was it Best Director or Best Picture? I cannot remember. For
Shape of Water,
Shape of Water, which I really love.
and hey,
Um,
kind of another Universal monster. Not technically, but basically,
we're gonna count it.
I'm counting it.
We're gonna count
If that's not the
the
creature from the Black Lagoon, I don't know what is.
the creature from the. Should I say it? The creature from the Plap Lagoon.
Oh my
Edit
goodness.
that out. Edit
Oh
that
my,
out.
I'm
That's not
not. No,
good.
it's going in.
Okay.
The That's great. They made him sexy, And then they've cast Jacob Elordi as
Oh yeah.
Frankenstein, and he's also quite sexy, I'm told.
Oh
Although I
yeah.
don't actually really know him at all. I've seen pictures of him, but that's about it.
You watched Saltburn?
I didn't. I actually didn't.
Okay, good.
I'm sure it's good. I didn't watch it.
No, don't be sure.
Okay. Well,
It's all right. That's enough about Saltburn.
yeah. This
This
was my
movie looks
first.
beautiful.
It does.
Go ahead.
This was my first look at this. I don't like you saying we got a teaser. I didn't know any of the people were in it, so for me looking at the trailer, I was like, "Oh my god, there's Oscar Isaac, cool. There's Mia Goth, cool, cool, cool." Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's definitely gonna be good, and I definitely want to see it. It is
Well,
another one of those situations where I don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but
yeah. Well, the bright side is I don't have the dates in front of me, but this is a Netflix movie. So while it is going to theaters,
oh,
unfortunately or fortunately, depending on where you are in the camp of it, it's going to Netflix like 1 or 2 weeks right after it hits theaters. I don't necessarily advocate being like, oh, I'll just catch it on streaming.
yeah.
But if that's your thought process, I understand. I'm
If
not gonna.
if we go
I
together, I'll see it in theaters, but I'm not gonna go by myself. That's what it comes down to.
Interesting.
So
Mayhaps.
but yeah, I do think it looks really good. I'm excited for it. I will take this opportunity to throw out my hot take about Frankenstein.
Hmm.
I think if you call the monster in Frankenstein Frankenstein, I think that's fine. And I think people who correct people who calling the monster Frankenstein are just assholes.
Listen,
I know they're right, but they're just assholes.
my hot take is that I agree with you, but I will always say Frankenstein's monster to keep those assholes at bay.
For
And I
sure.
shouldn't cater to them. I shouldn't
No, fuck
kowtow
them.
to them. But it's like when SpongeBob draws the circle for the sea bear, it's what stops them. You're
Right.
like Frankenstein, this is a
Absolutely.
monster, and then they're like, almost
Ooh.
had you. They were already typing.
They started transforming. It's
Hmm.
it's one of those things where like when you say Frankenstein, people know what you mean. Like it's
Yeah.
fine. It's 100. If you want to say Frankenstein and Dr. Frankenstein, I get it. It's fine. I'm not going to
You know
care.
what? Let's put this out there right now. I'm sure we're not the first people to say this, but Frankenstein was given life by Dr. Frankenstein, so he's his son, so he's still a Frankenstein.
That's true. That's also true. Also, I'm looking at the cast list. There's like 6 Frankensteins in this movie, which I don't know how that
That's a
works,
lot. That's a
but
lot of
a
Frankensteins.
lot of Frankensteins. Uh but yeah, and also like in popular culture, it's like every time there's an animated Frankenstein, he's just called like Frank or something. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I think maybe people got to give up that give that up. And speaking of things people might just have to give up, our good old friend Randy Pisford, friend of the
Oh
show,
boy.
his so Borderlands 4 has
Hmm.
fixed a lot of the problems that we were talking about. However, what was it, 2 weeks ago or something,
Right.
where it ran like absolute dog ass. A lot of that has been patched and is fixed now. But they've also now indefinitely delayed the Switch 2 version of the game, which is probably because a combination of the Switch 2 is not very powerful and the game
Yeah.
it is not optimized well. So
Yeah.
between those two things, it's like you're not going to get that thing to run over there. You're just not, you know. So they're. I don't know if that's ever going to release on the Switch 2. I'm sure they want it to, but they'd have to make the game in like almost entirely again to have it
What
work.
what percentage of gamers, if you'll allow the term,
Jamers.
do you think would actually be like, oh hell yeah, I'll get Borderlands 4 on the Switch too?
I think that that's a good question because I think Borderlands has an aging audience because I don't
Yeah.
think it's reaching new people.
Right.
I think the humor that is in it is very like Gen X, older millennial. Like that's the target
Yeah.
audience, and I don't think it reaches like new kids. Like if you put that in front of like your brother, even I don't think would give a shit. You know what I mean?
No.
He might like Claptrap,
No.
but like that's about it.
No,
So
I think my brother, who is for record 19 years old,
yeah,
like all he knows about Claptrap now is that he was Jack Black, and he was like, nah, that's okay.
yeah, it's about right. Yeah. So I think that audience is like kind of aging, and not to was the word not to generalize, but I think a lot of the people who are only on Switch are probably kids who like that's the one that their parents got for them.
Yeah.
So they're probably not playing it. They probably don't care. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the people who have a Switch and want to play Borderlands are probably playing it somewhere else. They're probably playing it
I think
on a different console or PC or something.
I think I would add that there's probably tons of people that also only have Switch, but they're around our age or a little bit younger, but they only have the Switch to play the classics or like
To
the
only,
big
yeah,
Nintendo IPs, such as like, Animal Crossing or Zelda or yeah, just play the classic library. But again, that still doesn't translate to they'll definitely pick up Borderlands.
yeah.
So
Look, I'm sure there's
I
people.
don't.
I'm sure there is a group of people who like wishes it would come to Switch 2, and bummer that it's probably not. But I would say that's probably a pretty small percentage. I just really the news story here is yeah, it runs real bad. It runs so bad that it cannot run on this platform. Like that's really the log line here.
I would be shocked if that wasn't the reason. That has to be the reason.
Yeah, they didn't say that, but like you can put two to two together. Like
Mhm,
it's not
mhm.
exactly rocket science here. Let's get into sort of the topics of the show here. There's two big ones. I
Mhm.
think we'll start with the Game Pass one because that's maybe
The depressing one.
the well, I think it's the less bad of the
I don't
two.
remember what the other one is, to be fair, so
It's
we'll get
the
to that.
okay. So the big news here is that Game Pass is raising the price of just the one tier, just Game Pass Ultimate, to $30, which is $10 more than it is currently, which is insane. They are justifying this by also adding a bunch of shit to it. So they're adding a Fortnite Crew, which is a $12 subscription, and Ubisoft Plus Classics, which is like some other I don't know how much that is, but probably I don't know, probably another 5 or 6. So like when you look at the value, it does add up that it's worth that money. But the problem is, a lot of the people who have Game Pass Ultimate right now probably don't give a shit about either of those two things.
Yeah, that's me raising my hand.
Yeah,
That's me.
exactly.
It's literally me. Like, I don't give a fuck about that.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm one of the probably pretty small group of people for whom this will actually still save me money because I can just cancel Fortnite Crew and then save I think it's like $2, but still by just sticking with Ultimate. But this really, I think there's such an easy fix for this, which is just move. So okay, for people who don't know, the way Game Pass works is there are 3 tiers. There's Essential, which is your online play. You get cloud gaming. You get some like additional stuff for like Riot games if you want to play those, which is like League of Legends and
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
stuff. And then you also have a small collection of like 50 curated games that you can play for free through Game Pass. Premium is the middle tier, which is $15. It's the same as it always was. It has a much larger curated thing where it's 200 plus games, but it doesn't have day one titles. So when a new Xbox game launches, you can't play it the first day on premium. You have to wait. I think it's like 6 months or a year.
Hmm.
But you also get all of the stuff from the previous tier as well as that. So you do get all of Game Pass, just not day one titles. And then Ultimate, that's the one that adds in everything. So now it's $30. They're saying 400 plus games now. You get Ubisoft Plus, EA Play, Fortnite Crew, although Fortnite Crew doesn't start until next month, all of the Riot and all that other stuff, and all the games day one. So my thing is, I think there's such an easy fix to make this not suck ass for people, and it's
Yeah.
move first party day one titles back to premium to the middle title to the middle one,
Mhm.
because for me that's what Game Pass is. Like that's the reason to have Game Pass is for the day one titles, right?
Mhm.
And so that's what your base chunk should be. I understand if you want to put like Call of Duty in the more expensive one because I know that like that was a big concern for people, like not even Microsoft necessarily, but like fans of the games industry were like wringing their hands about like they're going to lose so much money on Call of Duty by putting it in Game Pass, which like they didn't.
Right.
We know for a fact they didn't because we saw the numbers. But regardless, so like I don't know, maybe put that one in premium or Ultimate or whatever, and then just bring day one Xbox just first party titles to premium. That makes sense. And then the more expensive one is like if you want all this other stuff, you can pay $10 more and get it. And I think that's totally fine, right? And then all the people
Yeah.
who don't give a shit about EA Play and Fortnite Crew and Ubisoft Classics don't have to pay for that and can still get the number one benefit of Game Pass, which is the day one titles. But they're not doing that. I do think that there will be some alteration to this because the blowback has been so crazy. That I do
Yeah.
think they will have to change something. I don't know if it'll be the pricing or the structure, like what's in what tier or what. Something's gonna have to change because it's just not like the the reaction online is insane, and I do think maybe a little bit of an overreaction, but like this is a bad move. Like they're cranking up the price on this thing to the point where if you are a Game Pass subscriber who also wants Fortnite Crew, this is fine. You don't give a shit. You're saving
Mm-hmm.
money. If you're
Mm-hmm.
anybody else, now you're
Me.
getting asked to pay $10 more for something you're not even going to. Well, I guess you'll get the Ubisoft Plus Classics, but like that's not, who gives a shit? And then, yeah, and that's it. That's all you'll get. They are
What?
also promising that there's going to be more day one titles coming from third party, but we don't know what that looks like yet. So it's an empty promise. Like we don't like they're
Yeah.
saying they're going to get a lot more games into it, which I think they will. Sarah Bond, she's a big executive at Microsoft, just announced that Game Pass made $5 billion in the last year.
Mm.
So we know that they're going to invest more of that into Game Pass because Game Pass is making them shitloads of money. So there will be more titles coming in. We will get more games into Game Pass this year than we got last year. That's a guarantee. But
Yeah.
just saying that isn't going to make people feel good about spending 10 more dollars because we don't know what that looks like. We don't know what those games are. Right? We don't look is it Grand Theft Auto day one? Probably not, almost certainly not. Or is it Hello Kitty Adventure day one? You know what I mean?
Oh hell yeah, I'd play that.
Right. So it's like the difference of like what this could mean is so dramatic that who knows? Who knows what that is? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in sort of a weird place with it where I think it's a really bad idea, but it does
Yes.
technically save me money. So I'm like not that mad about it, but
Sure.
it's it's bad. Like it's objectively bad.
What this means for me right now is, so I have Game Pass Ultimate and my brother has Game Pass Ultimate. But because he's my younger brother and I'm the older brother, haha, I win.
Right.
He has my hand-me-down Xbox One. He's still like going on Xbox One, basically.
Mhm.
Which what that means is there's a handful of things on Game Pass that he can only stream, not download, and our internet is not good enough to handle that. So he comes to me and he's like, "Hey, can I play this on your Xbox?" And because I'm the older brother, haha, I lose. Um, I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I think a good example was Blueprints. Blueprints was like he couldn't play it on his Xbox, so he spent a million hours playing Blueprints on mine.
Sure.
And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." But now that this price increase has happened, it's made me look at this and be like, okay, well, if he can't even, and then I have to, fuck it, let's just cancel one of them, and it'll be his because he just plays on mine anyways.
Mm.
So not like me canceling at least one thing is going to really stick it to Xbox, but it's
No,
just the
they're
fact
fine.
of the matter is like this has caused me to cancel a subscription.
Right, and you're not alone in that. I mean, literally the website for Game Pass went down after this announcement because it was flooded with so many people going in to try and cancel shit.
Yeah.
I do think that again, I do think that's a little not on your part. On your part, makes perfect sense. You guys live in the same
Yes.
house. You having
Yeah.
two accounts is probably unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, it's a little bit of an overreaction, and I do think once they start seeing the games coming in and they start like proving that value to people, I do think some of them will come back because $30 sounds insane, but Netflix
Mhm.
is 24.
Yeah, I'm mad about that too, though.
Yeah, for sure. And like every like the price of so much shit is going up right now, obviously
Yeah.
because of the way the economy is. Like I work until next week in retail, and all I do like every day is get an email that says this brand is increasing their price, go retag everything. And I do that 3 times a day every day for the last 3 months.
Hmm.
Like that's basically my job. So seeing this price go up doesn't like surprise me. It sucks and I hate
Yeah.
it. it's unfortunately just kind of like where we're at right now is that everything
We're,
sucks ass. But I
we are.
think, sorry, go on. You first.
I was just gonna say we are reaching a point, a breaking point with all
Absolutely.
these specifically monthly streaming like charges, where every single thing is pushing the limit, seeing how much we can charge people before they actually start to cancel.
Hmm.
But then, like, when you get massive companies like, say, Disney or like Warner Brothers with HBO, they kind of like, well, this is where you get the new Marvel show, so not enough people are going to cancel for us to care.
Right.
So,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
we're also in a weird point of time where people have proven that they are willing to cancel their stuff. Like with the most recent Jimmy Kimmel thing, that wasn't about price, that was about politics. Sure,
It was probably a little bit of both. I think their price went up too.
yeah, but but yeah, it's people are like canceling subscriptions en masse, and we
Mhm.
don't know that's the reason why Jimmy Kimmel got his time slot back less than a week after it was taken away.
Right.
But it's not impossible.
It definitely played a part in it. There's no
Yeah,
way of saying it didn't, which is
you
another
would
reason
think
why I
so.
think that this will also cause some kind of change in this Game Pass thing because the blowback's been insane.
Yeah.
Like I say, people are overreacting. I'm kind of glad that they are because we've
Yes.
seen in the past when Xbox does things like this and then people complain about it really loud. They have been known to change course or alter, maybe not completely turn around, but like, make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I am glad that that's happening, with the exception of the people who are going like way fucking crazy and they're like, I'm sure there's people doing death threats or like throwing their Xbox off a cliff or something, like that's
Oh, of
stupid.
course. Yeah.
But absolutely vote with your wallet. And I think you're completely right. We're at a point with subscription services where like I look every month at like what subscription service am I paying for, and I like at the beginning of the month I see which ones are ticking through, and I'm like, which of these do I actually need? And
Yeah.
I went back, I just canceled my Peacock subscription because I mean it's only like $5 or whatever, but I was like, I don't use
Yeah.
this, right? And I'm in a fortunate place where me and my two sisters and my parents, we all
Hmm.
share our codes. Don't tell Disney or Netflix. We all share our accounts across the, I guess, 4 households now. So that saves us individually a lot of money. I cannot imagine, like, if I was trying to pay for all these subscription services by myself personally, I would not have half of them. I guarantee I would not have Netflix unless, like, for maybe the month or two that a new show that I really want to watch is coming out. Like, I would re up
Yeah.
for Stranger Things, and I would probably also watch, like, Great British Bake Off over the holiday while that was
Sure.
happening. But I'd absolutely cancel that. I'm not paying fucking $24 for Netflix when I use it once or twice a year. I think the only ones I would keep are like HBO and Paramount because I watch shit on there constantly. Everything else
Yeah.
can go. Everything else can go. So
Paramount. If I have to hit like a chopping block soon, which God, it's rough out there.
yeah,
But Paramount is definitely like really the only thing I'm using that regularly for is for our Star Trek rewatch.
right. And I
As
think
soon
you have
as we
DVDs
finish
for it
that,
anyway.
I do want to get it on Blu-ray. I don't have it on Blu-ray, but I
Oh
should.
no, you have next gen on Blu-ray. That's what I remember seeing.
I have those are old DVDs. Like,
Uh,
and it's not even the full thing. Physical media is so important.
bring it,
Everyone get out there
bring it
and fight
back.
for physical media. Holy shit.
I started listening to. I'm gonna plug a different podcast, real
Please.
fast. I started listening to a podcast called oh god, it's a long title. It's like Secret Histories of Nerd Mysteries, something like that.
Mhm.
They had like 3 episodes just talking about how cool old stores used to be. So they talked about the Disney store. Do you remember the Disney store
I remember the Disney Store.
when there was like a stage and like a restaurant in there?
I didn't ever get to go to one that was like that. No.
Like so good. Or like they also talked about like Blockbuster obviously, and they talked about Toys R Us when Toys R Us was like a thing that was good. Bring it back. We got to go back.
Our
If we're gonna go back to the fucking 60s politically, can we at least
yeah,
get some of the good shit? Like, can we stop by and get like Blockbuster and physical media back on the way?
our generation of nerds, all we want is on a Friday evening to pick up a pizza, and get some movies and games for rent at Blockbuster
Hmm.
and just have a weekend. That's all we want.
That's all I need. You have
And
described my perfect weekend.
they won't let us have it.
They refuse. Ugh. But yeah, so in conclusion, like, I do think the value for that $30 is there, but only if you care about that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
For Game Pass. And so for most people, that's not going to be true. So I think most people, the smart thing to do at this point, at least until they change it, would probably be to roll it back to premium, to the middle tier, the $15 tier, because you get basically everything else. You don't get day one titles, but you'll get them soon enough.
Right.
You won't necessarily be part of the conversation at launch, but with the economy the way it is, not to fucking circle the drain of like everyone's broke now, but everyone's broke now. The conversation when a new game comes out is not what it used to be because people can't buy that shit at launch. Ghost of Yote, PlayStation first party title, great game, I'm sure, just dropped today, yesterday, something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a single fucking person in my personal life talking about it because they just bought like a different game or they're going to go buy another game soon and they have to start making these choices because now games are fucking $80 and subscription services are crazy and rent's $1 million and everything's hell and we live in hell now. And so they have to make, I literally don't know a single other person who has bought Ghost of Yote. I went and bought it because I had it pre-ordered. So I kind of felt like I had to, but I don't know a single other person who owns it right now in my personal life. And that's crazy because it's like genuinely one of the biggest, most anticipated games of the year. But people are like, well, I just bought Silksong for $20 and it's amazing.
Right.
Which is like the direct antithesis to what all these dipshit CEOs are saying about like games are getting more expensive. We have to put $1 million and lay, 4,000 people off every month to afford these things. And then Team Cherry with 4 guys and Dream just made one of the best selling games of the last decade.
And it's like people who have it and are playing it have put like hours and hours and hours into it for $20. They've already gotten their money back and then some.
Yeah. That is the biggest thing I'm hoping for with all of this bullshit is that like all the people that and this happens and it has happened in history before where all the people at the top are like so convinced that this is the future and we're going to do AI and we're going to do these huge budgets and then this bubble bursts. But then when it does, it reveals all of these smaller teams like Team Cherry and these like smaller publishers that are starting up that, people like Ed over at I always fuck this up, Supergiant or Supermassive? Supergiant. These smaller studios that like are able to make extremely quality games at a lower budget just start to thrive because that's what people can afford. And the games are better than the expensive ones.
What's the over under on Hades 2 winning game of the year?
It's like pretty solid. I mean, there's a lot of really good games this year, but
I'm gonna buy a bottle of champagne
if it wins Goaty, yeah,
and we're gonna pop it.
It's gonna be tough. I think for me personally, it's gonna be. Here's the reason it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
is because Hades 2 early access was already out before this year, and so some people might disqualify it on that account because they played it last year. Mm-hmm. So if smart money, I think is probably on Silksong, but like we can already point fingers at every game that's going to be nominated. Is it's going to be both of those probably, and then it's going to be Ghost of Yote, probably maybe even Blueprints. 3 indies for game of the year would be crazy, but like I think it's possible. It's a really tough year, but I do think Hades has a good shot.
There's been some good games this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's move on to our last and worst story, which you have, I think, happily forgotten.
Yeah, I pushed it out of my brain. What is this?
EA.
Oh!
There we go.
Oh, no!
So EA, we're talking about this last week, like right after we went off the air for this. There was a report that was like, oh, they're buying back all their stock. They're going to go private. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then like 1 second later, you were like, well, and then you posted that they were apparently looking to sell to Saudi Arabia, the public investment fund. Turns out that's true.
They did it.
So they did do it. Yes. It doesn't finalize until the end of 2026, beginning of 2027, because this is a $55 billion transaction. And it takes a really long time, especially because it's international, for all that stuff to go through.
They send $1 bill at a time.
Yes. Yeah. By carrier pigeon.
$1. Yep.
So it's going to take a long time for this to actually go into effect. But, and I cannot stress this enough, this is really, really bad. This is
Yeah.
exceedingly bad. Like,
Yeah.
we had problems with EA before where they were extremely money hungry and they were just chasing trends and they wouldn't put out anything with like any kind of creativity or anything in it because they were just saying, what is the thing that will raise this bottom line as high as humanly possible?
Yeah.
And now, with them having sold to Saudi Arabia, the public investment fund, that's going to continue to be the case. It's probably going to get even worse. And then on top of that, it's also going to be led by, well, not directly led by, but through the background, led by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who is probably going to start dictating what sort of content gets put into these games.
Absolutely.
So he is a person who, and I need to specify because a lot of people have been like going way too hard on Saudi Arabia as a nation. Saudi Arabia as a
Yeah.
nation, the people who live there are just fucking human beings. They're just normal people.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah,
normal fucking people.
To put it in perspective,
Yeah,
we live in America,
we live in America. Yeah, 100%.
which we did not choose. For the record, I was born here, and unfortunately, I'm gonna die here, probably by gun violence.
It's a bad time in America to be throwing stones in this glass house. That's all I'm saying.
So don't get mad at the people
Don't
who
get
live there.
The people of Saudi Arabia have literally done nothing, but the government of Saudi Arabia is trash and awful. Probably somehow even worse than ours, in that their crown prince, his most famous things that he's known for are finding every possible way to silence women and LGBTQ people, as well as quite literally executing journalists. So like, it's not good. And this is not the first thing the Public Investment Fund has purchased or has made moves to purchase. They've also bought SNK, which is a big video game publisher of like old fighting games. They own, I think it's like 10% of Nintendo. Like they have a lot of stake in a lot of companies.
They own Pokemon Go.
Yeah. They did. Yeah, they did. I forgot that they bought Niantic, but you're right, they did.
All the time you see like the commercial of Pikachu in the city of Riyadh or whatever.
Right. Oh
Like,
my God.
How'd he get over there? The WWE left him stranded
He
there.
was dragged there by chain. Oh yeah, and then obviously they're also heavily invested. They don't own WWE, but they have huge stake in TKO.
We are on track to WrestleMania being there every year. That's
Yeah.
possible in our future, near future.
And the reason that they're doing this is it's two things. One is not scary, but it just makes sense, and the other one is dramatically scary. The not scary one is that they're sort of trying to look forward, and they're like, okay, people are moving away from fossil fuel. Saudi Arabia is a country where all their money comes from oil.
Yeah.
So they're making these investments in other companies and stuff so that they can, what they're saying publicly, and I do think there is some truth to it, is that they just want to make sure that they're still protected when people don't use fossil fuels or potentially the stuff that they have dries up. Which makes sense. That's, you know what? Sure. Why not? I wish it wasn't going into the stuff I cared about. Like, could you maybe invest in like rare earth metals or fucking Tesla or something instead of video games? That'd be okay with me. But here we are. But the other aspect of it that is not getting, I think, as much attention because you have to like connect the dots yourself to understand it, is that this is them sort of trying to whitewash their reputation. This is them trying to establish a sort of soft power. One of the things that America was great at was soft power through media. And that's it wasn't even necessarily an intentional thing, but a lot of the media that is global comes from America: movies, television, video games, all these things. And what that means is that a lot of people see, even in foreign countries, see things from our perspective because that's who it was written by. And so they see us sort of as like the good guys. They see Superman and Captain America and they're like, that's a hero. When Saudi Arabia is buying up the means to manufacture media like this, the reason that they're doing it is so that they can alter that perspective to show them as either just not the villains or straight up the good guys. So you're going to see things like the next Mass Effect will not have a gay character in it unless he's the villain.
Possibly, I
If
guess.
you are one of the people who thought the last Dragon Age Veilguard was bad, not because it was a bad game, which it is, but because there was a trans character in it, which unfortunately was a lot of people.
Mhm.
Hey man, the Crown Prince agrees with you. Good job. I'm glad that you won. You absolute piece of shit dirtbag.
Yeah.
And that's the really dangerous part here is the people who have these really negative, really destructive worldviews. Even if we take the Saudi Arabia out of it, we can point fingers at other people who are doing the same thing. Another person
Mhm.
involved in this buyout, because it's not just the Public Investment Fund who bought it; it's also Silver Lake and Jared fucking Kushner, the president's
Right.
son-in-law, which is the only reason the deal is able to go through. Because normally the FTC would block something like this, because they wouldn't want Saudi Arabia to own an American company of this size, especially one in video games, which is the most money-making entertainment media in the world, and EA is a huge part of that. You wouldn't want your quote unquote enemy to own it, but they're letting it happen because one of the people who's also going to own it is related to the president.
Yeah.
Um,
But hey, I thought video games were bad and made people do mass shootings.
right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely has nothing to do with all the unrestricted access to firearms and heavily restricted access to medical help or mental health help.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, how could access to guns allow people to shoot people? That doesn't make sense. Don't be crazy.
You know, so often I'm just like, "Ah, I don't really like to talk about politics because it's depressing
Yeah.
or whatever. And but they won't leave me alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
they,
Is
they
like
keep showing up.
I would love to never talk about politics on this podcast. But
Yeah.
when politics are continuously encroaching into movies and television and video games in this aggressive way, it has to be talked about. And it's not like,
Yeah.
because this is another thing where people are like, "Oh my god, you made it political when talking about a video game or a TV show," and that has always pissed me off because it's not fucking true. TV shows, movies, video games, comic books have always been political since the
Yeah.
fucking dawn of time. The X-Men are the most political thing on the planet. Like they're
Ooh.
literally a
No
social
X-Men,
rights movement.
no X-Men EA games anymore.
And it's just so it's like I think that's ridiculous that people have like gone against that in video games. Have been like, "Oh, I can't believe you made this game political. It's too woke now." And it's like literally that's what media has always been. You're just now old enough that you can recognize it, and you are an asshole,
Yeah.
and so you hate the idea of them having a point of view that is even remotely different from yours. What a
Yeah.
douchebag!
Well, I think it's because when people complain about the woke mind virus, the
Right,
woke mind virus is empathy.
right, exactly.
That's literally what it has always been.
Ugh, I don't know. It's just such a pain in the ass that like I I just want to play video games and I want to not have to worry about it. But like literally this is what's happening. This is the world we live in right now. And I do think, I do think it will get better. I do think so. It's going to be a couple years, approximately 3 probably before it can start getting better in America. But I don't think I don't want to like doom and gloom. I don't think this is like the end times, but
No,
it
it's not
is
the
one of
end
those
times.
situations where things like this, and even even with things like the price hike on Game Pass, these are situations where like it is something we have to talk about. You have to know about what's happening.
Yeah,
You absolutely have to be like aware of what's going on in the world around you. You can't stick your head in the sand like a fucking ostrich. I don't know if they actually
definitely.
do that, and pretend it's not happening, because that's the way that these people win with bullshit like this is when people don't fight back. Like it's always it's you won't always win if you fight back, but you can't win if you don't. So like
Mhm.
you have to say something. You have to if you're voting with your wallet against a price hike on Game Pass or you're voting with your wallet by not buying an EA game for this reason. That's what is going to make these companies understand. Like it's going to take more than just you. It's going to take you and a couple million of your best friends, but like you have to do something. We have hit an inflection point where sitting in silence and doing nothing about it is not okay. Like,
Yeah.
and I understand that trust me, I'm a fucking millennial. I understand how easy it is to just sit back and be a nihilist about shit and be like everything sucks and everything is bullshit, and it is, but you have to do you have to get up in the morning and you have to go to work and you have to put in the effort to like say things about this and like vote with your wallet and pay attention to what's going on in the world around you, because if you don't, then the villains win
Yeah.
every time. I don't know. It's bullshit. I wish this wasn't what the week was, but here we are.
When it comes to what to do next once this EA thing goes through completely and we start getting our first products, games coming out after this goes through, you just have to pay attention. All eyes are going to be on it of like, okay, so what's going on here? What's different?
Right.
What have they done? What's been censored? And then if we see like, oh, well, there was gonna be a gay person, but then they fired the person who suggested it. It's
right.
like, well,
out of a cannon.
Then we're not gonna buy that game then. And if that's just what it is now, then EA's a lost cause. It's gone. Write that one off, I think.
Yeah. It's it's weird that this is like the positive side of it. But basically every financial analyst that I've seen online talking about this, even from like non-political perspectives, is basically saying that the way this buyout happened is so unstable and so broken that likely they will have to sell off the pieces of EA in order to even help this exist. So there is a possibility that things like Mass Effect and BioWare will get sold to somebody else who won't fuck it up as bad.
Yeah.
But it's a long shot for sure. But like, if there's a silver lining to find, it's probably that.
A very small silver lining of like, oh, well, maybe we can save one or two IPs.
And if you subscribe to the channel, then we get $1 more. And me and Skyler, if we get $4 billion, we'll buy Mass Effect and Dragon Age away from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, man. Imagine when we start to get $1. That'll be crazy.
Right? Man. Hit subscribe, please. Man. But yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah.
I think the thing that has annoyed me the most about this story is the like really reductive way that people are talking about it, where they're like, the 9/11 people own Madden, and it's like, first of all, calling Saudi Arabia the 9/11 people is a gross generalization.
Don't like that.
Where like there are unconfirmed rumors that they may have helped fund the terrorist organization that performed 9/11, but they are not they are not the 9/11 guys.
No more than we are.
Yeah. Also, like, they're an entire nation.
Yeah,
and that was 24 years ago. Probably anybody who had anything to do with that is no longer around. So like, I don't know. I think that really pisses me off. I really hate that shit. Like, their government's disgusting, but I just hate the generalization of like, and fuck that whole country. Even though I'm saying that about my own country, but that's because I'm a nihilist.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? If you need to find other people to point a finger out and say you're an asshole, they just announced 50 fucking comedians going over to Riyadh for a comedy special that all just took a huge fucking chunk of cash to throw all their morals in the goddamn trash.
Because Bill Burr's on that list, right?
It's the most disappointing one for me.
That one hurts.
Yeah.
That one sucks so bad. Because I think he was even outspoken against it before, but then they must have done that. They backed a huge dump truck full of money up to my house. What was I supposed to do?
Right. That's the really disappointing one. Pretty much all the other names I see on there, it's like, okay, yeah, it's like all the Theo Von types and the fucking Kill Tony types. Like, you expect to see them there. And then like Kevin Hart, where you're like, he'll do anything for money. We understand what that is. Or like Louis C.K.
What's crazy is like there's a tier list of modern day comedians, and the Kill Tony, Joe Rogan, Austin comedy scene ones, they're like the bottom feeders. They're the ones that like their whole comedy shtick is going up on stage and saying slurs and being like, right, and then the whole
I can't say that because comedy's dead, and then they make $1 billion.
Everyone starts cheering and clapping. Woo, yeah, the fucking mothership. What's it called?
Right.
But then like there's other ones like Theo Von seems to have more of a stable head on his shoulders, but he still does. Is he on that list? He's on that list, right?
I don't know if he is. I haven't looked at all 50, but I'm looking at a graphic that has a lot of the people who are on, like, in his circle, so I wouldn't be surprised.
It's like Bobby Lee or Andrew Santino on there, the Bad
I
Friends guys.
Yeah, there's a picture of them as cartoons, so I'm pretty sure that's them. Yeah,
Yeah, that's so they're gonna do a bad.
yeah.
See, like they're like they do shock comedy, but they're not part of that like the same bottom feeding scene.
No, and neither's Bill
But
Burr.
they still like yeah they cross over I guess and they'll just do. I don't know. Like, can you imagine though? Like what? Not to say that like what comedy set is Bill Burr gonna do over there that's not gonna get him like detained by the Crown Prince? You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Well, you know how like every WWE show that's over there, they always have to have a segment that's like them showing how great Saudi Arabia is. It's like Charlotte Flair
Yeah,
walking around hanging out with kids or whatever.
yeah. It's
Are
called sports washing.
Yeah. Are they gonna have to do like a Saudi Arabia's great? Like are all of them gonna have to throw a joke in there that's about like how much better Saudi Arabia is than America or
That's
whatever country
that's
they're
the
from?
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the.
I saw a guy walking down the street with a Jaguar, not the car, the animal. You can't do that in America.
That you literally stole one of their bits. That has to be it.
I saw a Jaguar in a Jaguar. Isn't that crazy? It's gonna be
It
fucking. I'm not gonna watch it, so I won't know.
no, no, no,
I guess
no.
I'll probably see clips online somewhere. I'm sure someone will share it on socials. Ugh.
Shout out to Stavros Halkias, who, as of right now, I believe is still adamantly against this Riyadh show and is not going.
Yeah, I think pretty much all the comedians that I enjoy, except Bill Burr, have actively been like, absolutely fuck that. Like all the dropout guys are like, no, no shot in hell.
Yeah.
So
Um. Also, shout out to Stavros for having a really rough football season. His Ravens are not doing well.
oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. Lamar's gonna cost me $20 on our fantasy league. I swear to God, I'm sick of that guy. He's washed. Next year, I'm taking Josh Allen.
You could trade him to me if you want.
No,
All right.
if you can get Montgomery from whoever has him, I might trade you Lamar
Yeah.
for him.
Let me see what I can. Steven's too afraid to trade. He won't do it.
That's why it was an easy bet to make.
I'm like, I'll give you two guys for this guy, and he's like, I'm just too scared. And I'm like, come on, dog.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you want to continue listening
David
to
Montgomery.
us, if you want
Oh.
David Montgomery, if you want to continue listening to us, try and find a silver lining of positivity in the world of absolute bullshit that we live in right now. You can follow us on YouTube and Spotify, and we would love you if you would subscribe and leave a comment and tell us everything about what we're doing well and honestly what we're doing badly so that we can get better, because I'm sure we need help. But you can follow the show on Twitter at rsr_pod. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daniel J. McGee.
You can follow me on Blue Sky at Skyler 8-bit, and I can pretty confidently make this promise to you now that we will never sell our podcast to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
No, not that they would offer us any money for it, but
They
yeah.
might. You never know.
Nah, they would just shoot us. Anyway,
Yeah.
until next time, everybody, we'll see you around.
Bye-bye.
The game's just starting, the world's so bright. Jump right in, everything feels right. Press play, take a trip back in time where pixels and memories